Hey everyone, and welcome to Morning Majors, a show where we look at the trade opportunities that could be setting up in the major currency pairs for the day ahead. Now, before we get into the main part of the show, I need to remind you all that, as always, this is for educational purposes only. We are not telling you, or I'm not telling you to take any trades at all. I'm simply just showing you what I would be looking to do in these major currency pairs for the day ahead. You still need to go away and do your own due diligence, okay? So this is really just all in a bit to kind of show you how to trade price action and show you it live on a day-by-day basis, but not really tell you what you have to do. Then you go away and, make your own decisions. You know what I mean. Anyway, let's start by looking at the Australian dollar. Now, the Australian dollar is looking very, very interesting. If we look at it from a longer term perspective, we zoom into the 4-hour chart here, we can see that we've got the market is basically playing with this previous level of supports, which is now acting as resistance. And it looks like it could be looking to break down from here. That would be the most logical thing for it to do from this particular spot here. I mean, yes, it could trade up, it could break up and go towards this downward sloping trend line up here. But at the moment, if we look at it from a shorter time perspective, so just kind of zoom into the 15-minute chart here, we've got a double top over here at that level, and that's what's important. So it's at that level, we've got the double top, and now the market is kind of playing with these lows here. So what I'm going to be looking to do today is ultimately sell the market if we can get below this level here. If we can get and hold below this level, I'm going to be a seller of the Australian dollar. However, if the market does break up from here and comes up to these highs here and breaks these highs, then I will become a buyer, and I'll be looking to trade this all the way up to the downward sloping trend line over here, which ultimately is where I think the market will turn around if it does get that far. Looking at the euro dollar for today, so the euro dollar, we've got the market is pulling back somewhat. I'm going to be looking to be a buyer ultimately. So if we take a look at the chart here, we can see that the market is moving up, up, up. Okay, on the 1-hour chart, hold on. So looking at this here, we can see that the market is kind of moving up, moving up, moving up. If we take a look at this on the 4-hour perspective, we can see that the market is also moving up. Now, ultimately, in the long term, I'm going to be selling the market, okay? But in the short term, so for the purpose of the morning majors in these videos here where we're looking for short-term trade setups, I think that the market will probably go up towards this high over here before it turns around again, and it's got a good opportunity to do that. It's playing with an upward sloping trend line and a previous level of support. Okay, so support over here then became resistance, and it could act as support here. So we're looking for a short-term buying opportunity from these levels here, and what we'll do there is we'll zoom into like the 15-minute chart in order to be able to take that. So just waiting for the price action setup from that. If the market, of course, just sells through this trend line and breaks beneath this level here, then that could be an indication that the longer term trend is going to reassert itself, and then we would need to start looking for buying opportunities. With the pound dollar, so the pound dollar has been moving, well, it's been in a big downtrend, as you can see here on the 4-hour charts. The market has like really been moving down there. With quite some momentum since it broke beneath this level over here. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. So this support level there, which was holding some of the uptrend in place, the market broke that, and as you can see, it's just had a lot of momentum with it there, and now it's kind of trending down. What we have here is a market yesterday attempted to break up above this previous level of resistance, which was support over here in the past, and what that could have done is given us a bit of a short-term opportunity to the upside. But what you need to pay attention to is this price action here. Look at this candle over here. Okay, so very bearish candle, and that's really showing you what the market's thoughts are. So how am I going to play this today? I want to be short this pair, okay? I'm looking for shorting opportunities in the pound dollar. Now, maybe I could go down to a shorter term time frame. That's absolutely possible to find even shorter term setups. But from the 15-minute chart here, I think if the market breaks a 1.3188 level, I want to be a seller. I'll have my stops in somewhere above the highs there, looking for the market, as I said, to kind of trade down towards these lows here at 1.3034. The New Zealand dollar hasn't really given us a trade yet, but I think that the market is going to turn around here. If we take a look at the big picture quickly, we can see that we've got a previous level of support is now acting as resistance, which is fantastic. If we then go in and take a look, what's going on with the market there, at the shorter term picture. All right, so we've got the New Zealand dollar is about to break through this low over here at 0.6829. If it can do that, then I think that really signifies an opportunity to start selling the market. But we need to wait to see what happens. If it doesn't do that, obviously we won't become sellers. But if it does get below that, that's where we're going to start selling the market. Moving on to the dollar franc. So the dollar franc here is a little bit more tricky. It's kind of in a bit of a range here. I think ultimately we believe that the market is going to go higher. But we were looking for a little bit of a pullback for the market to break down beneath this support level over here to take a short-term sell opportunity down to the support at 0.9790. Now the market did break that. However, it did quickly react and break back up above. And that reaction tells me that perhaps the market is going to go higher. If we look at it on a sort of like a, not a short-term basis, but a mini basis, so looking at this over here, we can see that perhaps this is like an upward sloping trend line that the market is going to react to, and we're going to get some opportunities to start buying the market. So I'm going to be looking over here for the market to break up above this level at the 0.9930, at which point I will start to buy the market. The dollar yen gave us some nice profits yesterday, and this one is basically we were looking for a bit of a bounce off of this upward sloping trend line. We said that if it breaks down, we don't mind that either. What actually ended up happening, I took this later on in the day here, is that the market was going sideways quite a bit, and then what happened was we got quite a nice break above this resistance level here, and I thought that looks like a good opportunity to get in with a relatively good risk to reward ratio. So stop below the lows there, looking at the highs over here. That turned out to really pay us nicely, so that was a good one. In terms of what we do now, looking at this here, I still think that the market, now that it's trending up here, will probably want to go to the 111.45 area. So go up towards this resistance level over here. But it has gone a relatively long way in a short space of time, so I'm going to expect some sort of a correction. Now, looking at the other pairs and knowing that there are other opportunities there, what I will probably do is just kind of, unless an excellent setup turns up on the dollar yen here, I'll just kind of put this one to the side and focus on the other pairs for today. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed today's morning majors. As I said, it's going to be sort of like a show that I'm going to try and do regularly. So at least 3 mornings of a week, and maybe even 5 mornings every week. Yeah, as I said, all in a bit to educate you guys. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up, like it, share it with your friends. Let's really try and grow the show here. And thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next morning majors. Take care now, and good trading.